What's going on, guys? Lildogdog here, and today I'm bringing you a quest guide for the new quest, Desperate Measures. This is a one-to-one quest guide, so you can follow right along, do everything as I do it, and complete the quest in about an hour. Um, Before we get into it, I'd like to ask that you like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments, so if at any point throughout the video you want to leave a comment or when you finish the quest, please do. I'll be sure to read it. But let's get right into it. So to be able to begin this quest, you're going to need to have completed the quest Desperate Times, which is the immediate prerequisite to this quest, as well as having completed the Anachronia Base Camp tutorial. So essentially, to complete the Anachronia Base Camp tutorial, you need to have gone on the ship located near the dig site and make your way to Anachronia and make it to the main base area in Anachronia. In regard to the skill requirements to complete this quest, the only two real requirements to begin is 50 Archaeology and 50 Agility. 95 Combat is also recommended. You are going to be fighting a level 91 dragon with a lot of health at the end of this quest, and the higher your combat, the easier that's going to be. As for the items you're going to need at least 100 Orthinglass. You will gather a few of these during the commission of the quest while you're gathering some items later in the quest, but 100 is how many you need. If you want to just grab 100 before you go and do it, that's fine. 90 would probably be enough. If you've completed Fate of the Gods, you're also going to need to bring the measure from your bank. If you haven't completed Fate of the Gods, it will be provided to you. And as for recommended items, you're going to need to bring your best combat gear. I would recommend about 15 food. And also have unlocked the Anachronia home teleport, because I will be using that throughout the quest to move around the map. To begin the quest, you're going to want to talk to Saren, who is located in the building just north of the Berthorpe lodestone. So from the lodestone, run north, and then you're going to climb up the stairs on the northeast side of the building. Saren is standing on the west side of the building at the head of the table. Just click on Saren and talk to her. It's going to bring up a dialogue where they are all arguing about how they're going to save the world. All the leaders of all the factions from around RuneScape. And Saren, believe it or not, is going to ask for your help in saving the world because they can't do it without you. So you're going to want to just click through the chat options like you usually do. I like to read. I appreciate the lore of the game. And you're just going to keep clicking through the chat options, and eventually you're going to get a prompt where you're going to want to pick the second chat option. That sounds worrying. Continue to click through the chat options, enjoying the dialogue. This is a very well written quest in my opinion. And eventually it's going to bring up the quest dialogue box. You're obviously going to want to accept the quest when this pops up. You can look at all the required items and required quests. But either way, accept the quest. And you're going to be presented with another chat option once you click through the dialogue far enough. And you want to click 1, I want to know his plan, in regard to whatever Kerapac is doing, because dude's just causing problems. So Saren tells you that you're going to want to head and speak to Mr. Mordeau, who is located at the Orthan dig site on Anachronia. So you're going to pull up your home teleport and teleport to Anachronia. And from the lodestone, he is located directly to the east, up the stairs, in your town hall. Now your town hall may be further along than mine is, but he's still going to be right there inside, and just click on him to talk to him. Now, after you speak to Mr. Mordeau for a little bit, you're going to be presented with a few chat options. You want to talk about 1, Anachronia, and follow that up once again with the first chat option, ask about Desperate Measures. He's going to tell you that Keros and Thok have come to the island, and they are looking into Kerapac's doings. So Keros and Thok are located north of the Orphan dig site by the beginning of the agility track. So we're going to head there. So once you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're going to see Keros and Thok standing there, looking like themselves. And you're going to start off by talking to Thok. Thok is going to tell you a grandiose story about how when they got to the island, he destroyed everything in their paths and saved little scared boy Keros from all the dinos. So you're just going to want to click through the chat options, and it's going to eventually give you the option to hear Thok's story. Heck yeah, we want to hear the story. So, one, yes. And it's going to put you into a minigame type thing where you are playing as Thok. You're going to click through the dialogue as he embarrasses Keros, and Keros tries to defend himself. Whatever. And you're just going to play as Manly Man Thok. So once the dialogue ends, you're going to want to run to the east toward the Orphan dig site, the main city, wherever your town hall is, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to continue to give you dialogue prompts. Essentially, it's just Thok telling the story and being a show-off. So it's going to pop up with a big dinosaur first, and Keros is going to be like, hey, come on, dude, at least make it sort of understandable. And so it actually changes into 3 small dinos, and you need to attack each dinosaur to proceed in the quest. You don't have to worry about dying or anything here. Thok's attacks do instant kills because you're reliving a memory. So just click on all the dinos and you can keep moving. Now you're going to want to continue to the east, and it's going to prompt you with, are you sure you want to hear the stories? I chose 1, yes I want to hear. If you chose 2, no I want to play. I'm not sure if it would end this little side event and continue with the quest. It may be a way to shorten the quest, but I chose 1, yes I want to hear, because like I said, I play the game for the game, and I want to see everything it has to offer. So you're just going to click through the dialogue options again, and you're going to get a bunch more dinos that pop up and give it the opportunity to just completely destroy with 1 hit. Alright, so as I said, continue attacking the dinos. There is one sort of hidden here on the left, so make sure you attack that before you continue going to the east. No, southeast. I'm contradicting myself. Alright, so once you continue to the southeast, it's going to teleport you to the main entrance of the Orphan dig site. And here, you're just going to have to keep moving until you speak to Lenikia, I think your name is. I'm probably butchering that. But Thok is just in love with her because he's having some relationship issues. And she loves his musk. So, talk to Lenikia. Lenikia is how we're going to say it. And just continue through the story. It's humorous. Well-written quest, like I said. once you're done with the dialogue, just head to the east into the main area of the dig site, where the lodestone is located. Eventually, Kerapac will appear. And Thok's going to say, oh, I could have taken him if he hadn't flown away like a little scaredy boy. Okay, so once this little minigame cutscene thing ends, you're going to be transported back to where Thok and Keros are located at the bottom of the stairs, and you're just going to have to click through the prompts once again to get through the dialogue. If you hold spacebar down, more power to you. Choose the second chat option. I know it's Fossil Island. And Keros is going to tell you about how there's some way to open this door, but they really don't know how to do it. And that's where Kerapac is located, inside the volcano. So he suggests that you do some excavation to try and figure out exactly how to get into the door. So you're going to want to uncover and excavate the soil located just to the south of where Keros and Thok are standing. When you're excavating this, you will be given some earthen glass. So like I said, if you brought 90 or really even like 80, it's probably enough. If you're an Iron Man, you can get just earthen glass from excavating here. If you want to gather at your own pace, it is 1308 to skip ahead to what you do once you've obtained the artifact. Once you get the relic, you're going to head to an archaeology bench and restore it. The nearest one is located at the dig site, just near the town hall area where you spoke to Mr. Bordeaux. So you could home teleport there. You might save like 5 minutes or 5 seconds. I'm not doing that. I just ran there because it's not that far away. Once you get to the town hall area, you're going to click on the bench and restore the artifact. As long as you have enough earthen glass, it will pop right up. Once the artifact is restored, your character will have some dialogue, and then you're going to return to Keros with the restored artifact. Now you're going to talk to Keros, who's going to explain that he doesn't really know what the thing is that you just restored, but it's probably used for something. Hint, hint, definitely used for something, or you wouldn't be doing it for the quest. But you'll have to find out what that is. Wait and see. Keep watching. Or do the quest, or both. But you're going to go through the dialogue, and eventually a little area to excavate is going to appear to the north, so uncover and excavate the soil just to the north. This is the same thing once again. You're going to get an artifact and orthinglass. Once again, if you want to just do this at your own pace and skip ahead later, it is 1623 to skip to the restoration of the artifact. So now with artifact in hand, heading right back to the same bench. Once again, the same thing applies. You can probably teleport, up to you. I don't, but we're going to go to the bench and restore the artifact. So click on the bench, same process. You have 50 archaeology, so this isn't nothing new to you, unless you use treasure hunter or something, but then you're just a noob. Use it, restore the artifact, and you're going to take the restored artifact back to Keros, who is still located at the bottom of the stairs. Talk to Keros once again, now with both restored artifacts in your inventory, and he's going to tell you that the last artifact you just restored is something written in dragonkin. He can't really understand it because it's a little different than most things he has read before in their language, so he suggests that you find somebody who can read dragonkin, and who better than Hannibus, one of the last dragonkin alive, who's not Kerapac, fortunately. Also, fortunately, Keros tells you he just so happens to be kind of a creep and knows exactly where Hannibus is at. And not only does he know where Hannibus is at, but he also knows that conveniently Hannibus is on the same island as you. So, from where Keros is located, this is just west of the Orth and Dig site. We need to get to the farming island, essentially, on Anachronia. So, you could home teleport again. I'm just running, but you're going to run south from where Keros is located up the stairs, and then west out of the Orth and Dig site, past the big game hunter location, and to the landing point where the Thok minigame started. once you get to the beach where Thok and Keros landed, you're going to want to interact with a mystical tree, which is stretching into the water, to teleport, and that's going to teleport you, once you select the first chat option, to the island where Hannibus is located. He is right near you when you teleport. It's just to the northwest. So we're going to run to the northwest, and you will see him standing next to an old woman. I can't think of her name. She's old. You'll see him. He's a big dragonkin standing there next to an old woman. It's hard to miss. Anyways, talk to Hannibus. And you're going to let him know that you need his help taking down Kerapac. And he's going to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. So he reads the artifact that you just restored and tells you that it's essentially like a love poem or a poem of some type, where there's like emotion and stuff, which is why Keros couldn't read it. But he gets to the point where he tells you, hey, it mentions this like ruin where one of the factions of Dragonkin went to sleep, and they may still be there. So that's where you're gonna go, because that's a good place to get a lead. So once you've clicked through all the dialogue, he's eventually gonna say like, hey, I'll meet you there, and we're gonna head to the northeast side of the island, to these ruins, and go to that location on the map. So now is the point where I felt it was worth it to home teleport to Anachronia. And from the lodestone, you're going to run north down to the area where Keros and Thok were, and from that location you can make your way out to the main island. So it's just east of where Keros is standing is the little exit from the Orthan dig site, and you're going to go northeast. Don't worry, these dinosaurs won't attack you. I went a little too far north here. I lost track a little bit of where I was at, but I realized it and went south. See right here, I realized I went too far, turned south, and then it's pretty much straight east from here around this dinosaur's location. Follow the path north through the big dinosaur ribcage. And then you're going to want to follow this path to the east. The path will eventually wrap around, and you will wind up at the ruins. Run to the south side of the ruins. I took the scenic route. And you'll see Hannibus standing there by the south door. Now you're going to want to talk to Hannibus, and he's going to tell you that this is the chamber where the faction of Dragonkins are sleeping. and that he can possibly enter their dreams to figure out what they know and what happened. Once you get done with the dialogue here, you're going to go through the door directly to the north. So it's the one right there. You don't have to move. You just click on it. And somehow Hannibus is already inside, past you, waiting for you there. So talk to him. He's going to explain to you further that these dragonkin are in a shared dream, and that we can enter that dream and learn things. So that's what you're going to do. He's going to ask you if you're ready to enter the dream, and you're going to say, heck yeah, let's invade these people's privacy. So now that you're in Dreamland, you're going to talk to Hannibus once again. And he's going to ask if you're ready for him to begin the dream. So, say yes, and 2 dragonkin are going to appear. Now, first we're going to invade the privacy of the dragonkin on the right, if you're facing the door you came in. So you're going to follow him out and up the stairs. Now this dragonkin is going to go to the north side of the temple ruins here. I stayed behind him just because I didn't know if it was possible to be caught. There's potentially a way you could just run to the north side of the temple, but I followed around behind him. He says some things to keep you interested, and it's not too far of a walk. As you get toward the temple door, he's going to say a word to make the temple door open. A prompt is going to pop up saying that you have taken note of the word, and now it is time to return to Hannibus through the south door on the temple. So back through the door and down the stairs, and talk to Hannibus once again. You're going to let him know that you want to restart the dream, so hit yes, and this time we're going to stalk the dragonkin on the left. Now he's going to do a lot of stuff in the room. Essentially none of it matters until he goes to the pillar on the southeast side of the room. So you could literally just stand here in the middle of the room. I once again wanted to do a good job, so I followed him around the room. But really none of it matters until he goes to that pillar, because he's going to put a code in, and we have to know what that code is. That's the pillar, the one I just hovered over. Alright, he's finally going over there. So you just gotta stand by him and watch what code he puts in. It's going to give you a prompt that your character remembers the code, and you're going to want to talk to Hannibus once again. Choose the first shot option yes to exit the dream. And now you're going to go to that same pillar in the southwest of the room and input the code that you just observed. The correct code is 413 from left to right. So the pillar should read symbol 4 on the first symbol, symbol 1 on the middle symbol, and symbol 3 on the right symbol. When you input the correct numeral, your character will give a prompt indicating that you've done it correctly. Once you put the code in, you're going to walk back over and talk to Hannibus. Click through the chat options and then tell him no, you don't think you need to go back into the dream. And then exit the ruins through the door to your south. And once you're outside the ruins, you're going to go to the door to the north where you followed the dragonkin to. Once you arrive at the north door, click on enter. And then it's going to ask you for the phrase, which is number 4, Hepin Karan. Probably butchered that. Alright, once inside the ruins, you're going to want to talk to your boy Hannibus, who got sucked into this because he was trying to farm. And you're going to be given the opportunity to enter a dream once again. Choose the first chat option, yes, I want to enter the dream, because that's what you have to do to further your progress through this quest. And then he's going to put you in this area right here. Hannibus is just to the east, up and around the ruins to your east. You'll see him as the yellow dot on your mini-map. So walk over to him. And you are never going to guess what you got to do when you get to where Hannibus' location is. You got to talk to him. So talk to Hannibus. And that is going to trigger an incredibly long cutscene with so much lore that I fully listened to. I fully clicked through. So if you are one to rush through dialogue or don't feel like watching me click through the dialogue, you can skip ahead to 3608, pause the video, and resume when you get through the cinematic. So once you click through this, all the dialogue and get through the cinematic, it's going to dump you out at the south door. And now Keros and Thok have joined you and Hannibus. Um, they're talking about what to do and kind of rehashing what just happened lore-wise. And you guys are going to be like, oh wait, something's coming. I can feel it. So it's going to teleport you to the front of the ruins, and you're going to see Kerapac walking up. Try and kill him. Give it a go. See if you can do it. Bet you can't. This part of the quest, you can't actually attack Kerapac because he holds the needle. He tells you that after you try and attack him for a while, that because he holds the needle, he cannot be hurt. Anything that would hurt him is simply undone because he controls time. Eventually, after you fight him for a long enough time, he's going to tell you that you can't hurt him. But out of pity, he's going to let you live because you're going to die soon anyway, so that he can save all the other worlds. After Kerapac runs away, y'all are going to have like a little powwow going over how to address the issue. They ask for they start talking about Kerapac and what to do. I said just remain quiet. I didn't want to have my character give input. And they're going to come to the conclusion that you should probably go talk to Saren to figure out how to get the needle away from him, or take the power of the needle from him, or whatever, because y'all don't stand a chance if he's got an Elder God relic in his possession. So after the dialogue is over, they're going to tell you go see Saren, as I said, and we're going to do that by teleporting to Berthorpe and running north. It's just too convenient. So home teleport. And Saren is still located in the building to the north, in the same position she was when you began the quest. Talk to Saren. And you're going to relay the information you've obtained thus far to Saren and the rest of the people around the table. She's going to tell you that you need to do something about the needle, and eventually suggests that you talk to Primrose, who held the needle in the past. If it's been a while since you've done the needle skips and you need a refresher, it is located near Eagle's Peak, just west of the Piscatoris fishing colony. So the quickest way to get there, in my opinion, is to teleport to Eagle's Peak via the home teleport system, or lodestone network. And it's literally just northwest of here. Bit of a hike, but you can get there. Once you get to about this area, you're going to want to start heading west. I went a little too far north and had to double back, but just follow the path directly to the west. I really hate the skybox for this area, so I had changed it real quick. But you're going to just follow the path around, cross the bridge, and then once you're across the bridge, the house where Primrose is located is directly to your north. So you're going to want to go inside and talk to Primrose, and choose the first chat option, talk about desperate measures. Follow that up with a third chat option to ask about Gale. And the second chat option, what was it like being her? She's going to tell you how incredible it felt to be under the needle's power, in that it wasn't so much she was controlling the needle, but it was an equal partnership. Now you're going to choose the third chat option to ask about the needle, and follow this up with all three chat options. The first chat option you're going to choose is, can the needle be destroyed? Follow that up with, can the needle be counteracted? And she tells you that the needle can't really be counteracted because it controls time and will protect itself in any situation, because it sort of has a mind of its own. And then the second chat option, does the needle have any weaknesses? Now before you leave, click through all the chat options. Make sure you've clicked through all of them, because you need to actually ask these specific questions to progress the quest. And check your quest log to ensure you've asked all the appropriate questions. If it says you should go talk to Saren, you've done it. So home teleport again back to Berthorpe. North to the council building. And then talk to Saren. And it's at this point that Saren admits she is totally out of ideas, other than the possibility of going and speaking to Jas theirself. I don't think they really have a gender as an elder god, because that's really about the only option that's left. To speak to Jas, you're going to need to go to the Heart, located west of Narda, south of Polnivnich. There are much faster ways to get here, but I always use the home teleport system because everyone has access to that. So I home teleported to the bandit camp, and it is just a short run to the east to reach the Heart. So it's east across the river, and then further east. You can see I'm pointing it out. And you're going to find Saren on the northwest side of the, I guess, hole in the ground. So talk to Saren. She's going to tell you that, you know, it's time to go face to face with an Elder God. she has agreed to meet you, and just choose one. Yes, you're ready. It's very important that you follow these specific chat options, or else you'll have to redo it as we go about. So choose the first chat option, talk about Kerapac, and then choose to tell Jas about the situation. You can click through the dialogue. I'll explain why quickly, why it's important. If you choose 3 incorrect chat options, Jas will kill you, and your character will say something about how you remember being ripped apart like it was in a dream. After you click through that dialogue, choose the second chat option, can you intervene? And follow that up with the first chat option, why not? Point out Jas's power, and Jas will explain to you that due to Kerapac's use of shadow anima, which is toxic to elder gods, he cannot intervene. He can only assist, sort of. Now we're going to choose the third chat option, tell me about the barrier. And once you're through that dialogue, choose the fifth chat option, ask about something else, the second chat option to talk about the needle, and then the first chat option, what is it for? Jas then explains the point of the needle, to correct any mistakes which are made in the flow of time. The second chat option now is, can it be stopped? Select that one. And then the second chat option, can I assume control? Jas will tell you that due to being you, no, you can't assume control. You are not eligible. Now you're going to talk about something else. Choose the fourth chat option to talk about the dragonkin, followed by the first chat option, why did you bind them to the stone? Then the second chat option, what did the curse do to them? And then the fourth chat option, why were you angry about shadow anima? Once you finish that dialogue tree, you're going to choose the fifth chat option, ask about something else. And now the fifth chat option, once again, ask about the elder gods. Jas kind of refuses and now choose the first chat option, can you help? As long as you have done everything correctly, Jas will agree to help and provide you with the Eye of Jas. Choose the second chat option, what will it do? And once you're done with that, choose the fifth chat option to leave. And boom, you're teleported out. Okay, now we're going back to Anachronia, to the Orphan dig site. It's right by the lodestone, so we're going to home teleport. I definitely clicked the Anachronia lodestone, not the Birthorpe lodestone right there. And you will see from my brilliant editing skills that I in fact just home teleport straight to Anachronia. Boom. Beautiful. Alright. Keros is standing around the lodestone, so there's obviously a reason for that. Talk to that boy. Just continue to click through the dialogue. There is quite a bit of it right here. And now, of course, it wouldn't be a proper extended dialogue without the villain showing up to put his 2 cents in. And essentially, he's going to explain to you that in typical villain fashion, he's going to send innocent creatures under his control to try and kill you. So you have to kill these innocent creatures. I mean, what a jerk. So, essentially, once you get through all that dialogue, you need to unequip all weapons and shields. Just make sure your hands are empty, and then speak to Thok. Thok's going to tell you that he's ready. You're going to tell him that you're ready, and he's going to provide you with Thok's stick. Don't worry, you don't have to equip it or anything. And that is going to be your weapon for the upcoming battle. Now, this battle seems a bit daunting, but don't worry, I'm going to help you through it. Essentially, you have to protect the lodestone and the archaeologists on it from the attacking monsters. It's a bunch of dinosaurs coming from a bunch of different directions. Fortunately, there is a very easy way to do this. Essentially, you have to leave all the NPCs exactly where they're already standing. So you see Thok, Cheros, and the other two standing around the lodestone. They are right where they need to be. Once you get through this little dialogue, you're going to have the option to move them and set the who they attack. You want to set Keros to attack the closest, Thok to attack the strongest, Laniakia to attack the furthest, and Hannibus to attack the weakest. You do have to move Hannibus at one point during this little tutorial. Just move him right back once it's done and set all their attacks to what you see on your screen here. Once you've done that, you're going to want to place your character at the base of the stairs to the west, so 2 tiles away from Cheros, and then the whole time throughout the waves you will not need to move. So once you move your character into position, you're going to press start on the top side of your screen, and that will bring the waves toward you. Now, this part does take a few minutes, and it will look a little risky toward the end because they are going to take damage on the lodestone, but you seriously do not need to move. It will be okay. So now that once you've got it set up, if you want to just pause the video or skip ahead to 58:58, so 58 minutes, 58 seconds, that is when I am done with the fight here. I did it first try using this method. You can too. Just don't overthink it. And 58:58 to skip. now that you've done it, it's going to go back to daytime. You guys are going to reminisce about how you did it, and you're going to want to talk to Cheros, because it's time to move on with the quest and actually take down Kerapac. So he's going to tell you to meet him back at the original position to figure out how to get into Kerapac's laboratory. And his original position, if you don't remember, is located to the north, just north of where you begin the agility track. So, once here, talk to Cheros. Click through, and then choose the first chat option to condemn Kerapac, because he's a bad man. We do not offer excuses for bad people. As you go through this dialogue, it's going to get to the point where Cheros is like, alright, we need to figure out what's going on here, why we can't go through this door, and what exactly we need to do to get through this door. So he's going to slightly admit to theft and if you haven't completed the Fate of the Gods quest, and provide you with the measure. If you have completed the Fate of the Gods quest, this is when you need to grab the measure out of your bank or go get it wherever it's at. If you can't find it in your bank, Diango probably has it. But if you're at this point in the quest where I already told you you need it and you don't have it, you really need to pay attention. Get it together. This is why your mom says the things she says about you. Anyway, so you need to use the measure at 4 different locations, the first of which just north of where you're currently standing. So through this archway, you're going to see Kero standing there, and stand by him and just use the measure. The measure will be in your inventory if you did not complete Fate of the Gods. He's going to tell you that initially he can get a bit of a reading on it, but then it starts to go a little wonky, and you're going to need to take a few more measurements to figure out exactly what is going on. The next location is to the northeast of your current position. There are 2 ways to get there. You can run through the wilderness or take the agility track. We all have 50 agility, at least, so I decided to take the agility track to avoid the combat that occurs once you go far north. So just traverse through the agility course. It takes about 30-45 seconds to get to the location where you need to be. Once you reach this portion, you're going to go to the north. And Keros is going to be standing just to the west of the second archway. Stand by him again and use the measure. This is going to prompt additional dialogue regarding anima and how it gets a bit wonky after a second, pretty much. Alright, so now you just need 2 more measurements. The next one is located west of the Orthan dig site where your lodestone is located. So I home teleported. So as I said, from the lodestone, you're going to run west. And then once you get to the big game hunter area, run north. Be sure to ignore the jump cut. Both of them, actually. And then Keros is going to be located in this small building just to your west, right here. You have to go through the tent to get inside. It took me a second to figure that out. Saw his little head peeking out. For the third time, you're going to stand by him and use the measure. And he will tell you once again, initially he can get a good reading, and then it gets a little difficult. The anima behaves like a key and is constantly shifting so as to keep you unable to mimic its behavior. And once you've completed that dialogue, you're going to go to the fourth spot, which is just to the east. A short gallop, one could say. And it's around this little mining area here. So stand by Keros and use the measure. After you use the measure for the fourth time in this location, he says, "You know what? That's probably enough. I think we got it. I understand what's going on here, just a tad bit, and we can probably send you in now with minimal risk to your life." So you need to go back to the original location. I do that via home teleportation using the lodestone network. And as you know, from the lodestone, you're going to run north down these stairs. Once you get down the stairs, talk to Keros. It's hard to read CH and not say Cheros, but it's Keros. But he's gonna, explain to you that basically when Guthix did the thing with your soul, he infused shadow anima, which is why you are the way you are. Not you personally. I don't know why you are the way you are, why your character is the way they are. And that due to your shadow anima existence, your dark soul, that could potentially just cause you to erupt with demons, you can go through the door. Simple as that. So, yeah, if they were to go through the door, they would be torn to shreds. And when they activate the door, it kind of hurts them. But you, Mr. World Guardian, can go through that door. So now you've pretty much clicked through most of the dialogue here, and you're going to enter Kerapac's lab. They note that you activating the door hurts them, but you do it anyway, because you can go in. So, now you're in Kerapac's lab, and you're asking, Lildogdog, what do I do? Well, you're in luck. I know exactly what to do. There's a puzzle in this room, and you need to solve it. And you're going to do that by proceeding to the southwest corner of the room. There are 4 pillars located in Kerapac's lab, and we need to input codes on each of them. We're going to work these pillars in a clockwise manner. Realistically, it doesn't matter. You can do them in any order you want, but you're just going to walk right up to this pillar, interact with it. There's not actually a way to interact. You just start pressing the buttons. But that's my way of denoting that you need to do something with the pillar. And cycle through the symbols to enter the combination 2, 1, 4. So from left to right, you need symbol 2, symbol 1, symbol 4. Once you enter the combination correctly, you're going to get that same prompt above your character's head, letting you know that you've done something correctly, and then proceed to the northwest corner of the room, directly north of your current location. Once again, you're going to approach the pillar, except this time you're going to enter the code 715. So from left to right, symbol 7, symbol 1, symbol 5. Once you've done that, it's going to tell you you got the right one, and you're going to go to the northeast corner of Kerapac's lab. The pillar in the northeast room is located along the west wall. You're going to want to approach the pillar once again. And now this time, you're going to enter the combination 4, 1, 6. So symbol 4 on the left side, symbol 1 in the middle, and symbol 6 on the right side. Now I will note, if for any reason my symbol and your symbol don't have the same number, you can just pause the video on these pillars and look at what combination I used based on the shapes of the symbols. Now you're going to go to the southeast corner of the room of Kerapac's lab, and this is the final pillar you need to interact with. So approach the pillar, and now you're going to enter the combination 3, 1, 4. Symbol 3 on the left, symbol 1 in the middle, symbol 4 on the right. Once you do all 4 pillars correctly, it's going to trigger a cutscene showing that the barrier on the north side of the lab has opened. Now you're going to head to the north door, which just unlocked in that cutscene. Now I do want to note, this is the point in the quest where you need to fight a boss, the level 91 dragon I spoke about at the beginning of the video. If you do not have the appropriate gear, this would be the time to go get it. Your best combat set, because the dragon does not have any specific weaknesses, so whatever your best gear is, as well as some food and possibly some potions. You can see I went to the bank, grabbed a bunch of rock tails as well as a potion, and now I am heading north into the boss room. Once you're ready, attack the Blackstone Dragon. The fight starts off fairly simple. You don't need anti-fires. You do not need a dragon fire shield, but the dragon does have a few special moves aside from its regular attacks. At 140,000 and 100,000 health, the boss is going to fly to the middle of the room, and a blue flame spiral is going to begin circling the room from the outside, moving to the inside. All you have to do is avoid it. You can see that now. At 60,000 health, the boss is going to incorporate a new attack into its rotation, shaking the room before dealing damage in a 3x3 square where your character was standing when the room began to shake. I actually get hit by this if you want to watch it. If I were you, the way I would use this guide is by watching this boss fight first before I do it. Some people don't do that, they just go for it. The good thing about this fight is it's not too hard, it's rather forgiving. So if you do make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Now, I do have the full boss fight in this video. If you want to fight the boss on your own and pick up after the fight, it is the 1 hour, 17 minute, and 58 second mark of the video. If you wanted to see the 3x3 attack, which is the next time I'll be speaking, it is at the 1 hour and 17 minute mark exactly, where the boss transitions to the second phase at 60,000 health. Okay, so once you get the boss to 60,000 health, you're going to get this attack here where your screen starts to shake. It's going to cause a 3x3 area of damage, doing melee damage. I didn't move because I was expecting some sort of indicator. The only indicator you receive is a shaking screen. So as soon as your screen starts to shake, try moving out of the way. You cannot surge, as surge does not work in this area, so you will have to click. Other than that, it's pretty smooth sailing to the end of this fight. Alright, so once the dragon is dead, it's going to trigger a cutscene where Kerapac enters and is just like, dude, why can't you just leave me alone? I'm doing something for the greater good. And you're like, but Kerapac, you're trying to kill me. You can't just expect me to sit back and allow you to murder everybody I know. You're going to click through the dialogue. You will be presented with one dialogue option where it does not matter what you say. I chose the first shot option, attempt to reason with Kerapac, because Hannibus asked you to, and I always choose the nice options in the game. So I wanted to give Kerapac an opportunity to change his ways, even though I knew it wasn't going to happen. But essentially, he's like, "Nah, you fool! I'm the villain. I will not excuse my evil ways." And your character's just like, "Ha! You activated my trap card," and holds up the Eye of Jas to him, because you've already deactivated the Shadow Anima. Jas can just do his thing in there. So he holds the thing up, and Jas takes Kerapac into custody. Essentially, he's gonna take control of the needle again and bind Kerapac to do his will. So click through and then choose the second chat option because my niceness is gone. You got what you deserved, Kerapac. I tried to help you, and you didn't take my help. Yeah. So then that's going to end, and the Elder Gods are going to start attacking the volcano you're in, so it's time to leave. So you got 2 minutes. There is an order you have to do this in, so you're going to want to go to the east walkway in the main lab. I'm facing south. You're going to be running south, so that is to the left. When you go to this walkway, you're going to get trapped in by some large rocks. So those ones will fall behind you, they'll fall in front of you. Your only option is to go to the east, keep going, and then some will fall in front of you. Now you need to go back to the north where Keros is now located. Keros. It's Keros. Where Keros is located, and he's going to save you and break those rocks so you can get through. Once you get through the rocks, run to the west walkway where Thok will now be located. Breaking rocks for you there. And this is how you're going to exit. So run south down this corridor and then take the corridor to the southwest to go to the southwest room. Or it'll actually be take the corridor to the west to go into the southwest room. While going through this area, you do need to time your clicks so that you can get past the falling boulders. Get through this corridor, run to the south, and then it's just a run to the east to get to the exit before the 2 minutes is up. Exit through the lab exit, and voila, you've done it. Now this is the cutscene before the end dialogue of the quest. I'm not going to speak over this. Once the cutscene ends, you're going to be outside Kerapac's lab, and you're going to want to speak to Keros, and they're going to give a rehashing of what happened, why they were able to enter Kerapac's lab, and also document the fact that y'all really made the Elder Gods mad. So now they're destroying the volcano, and you should probably leave. Once you get through all that dialogue, they're going to tell you to go back to Saren to let her know that you've done it. And so you're going to home teleport to Berthorpe for the last time this quest. And once again, it's to the north. up the stairs and to the west. Talk to Saren. And report to her that Kerapac has been contained. She's going to praise you and thank you for being the World Guardian and doing what Guthix pretty much made you do. And then follow it up with the first chat option to tell Saren about the shadow anima bound to your soul. Saren's going to be like, you know, we handled some pretty serious stuff. I wouldn't be too worried about it. We can kind of overcome any obstacle. But I think it's kind of a foreshadow as to what the next quest in this line of quests will be. Once you finish the dialogue, you've completed the quest, received some rewards, and that does it. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to join my friends chat, follow me on Twitch, subscribe, check out my other videos. I've got a few series as well as other quest guides, so if you're doing any other quests, make sure you look me up and follow along. Thanks for watching. Peace.